What if I told you IPSICO could happen because of a $10 fluid most drivers ignore? Brake fluid. It's one of the simplest yet most critical components in your car. Without it, your brakes can fail when you need them most. And let's face it, how many times have you actually checked yours or even thought about it? Studies show that over 60% of drivers don't know when or how to check their brake fluid. But here's the truth. Ignoring this vital component isn't just risky, it's downright dangerous. You're about to discover 7 brake fluid mistakes that could leave you stranded or worse. But before we dive into those costly errors, let's talk about why brake fluid matters so much. Think of it like your car's bloodstream. Just as blood carries oxygen to keep your body alive, brake fluid transmits hydraulic pressure to stop your car safely. No pressure, no stopping power. And when it comes to safety, there's no room for guesswork. One wrong move or one overlooked issue could mean the difference between avoiding disaster and becoming part of it. So buckle up, because what you are about to learn might just save your life, or at least your wallet. Mistake 1. When was the last time you checked your brake fluid level? If you said never, listen up. Brake fluid doesn't just disappear for no reason over time. It can evaporate slightly due to leaks, worn out seals, or even normal wear and tear. But here's the catch. When the fluid gets low, something far worse happens. Air enters your brake lines. And guess what air does to your brakes? It ruins them. Air compresses. Unlike brake fluid, which is non-compressible, that means instead of firm, reliable stopping power, you'll end up with spongy pedals. Or worse yet, total brake failure when you need them most. But here's the good news. You can prevent this nightmare scenario with one simple habit: checking your brake fluid levels regularly. Check your levels at least once a month. Here's how. Pop the hood. Locate the brake fluid reservoir. It's usually a translucent plastic container near the engine bay, and make sure the fluid is by trying the minimum marks. If it's below the minimum line, top it off immediately with the correct type of brake fluid specified in your owner's manual. It takes just 30 seconds, and it could save you from thousands of dollars in repairs, or worse, an accident. Remember, prevention is always cheaper than a tow truck bill or a hospital visit. Don't let neglect cost you more than $10 worth of fluid. Stay safe, stay proactive, and keep those brakes healthy. Mistake 2. Brake fluids are created equal. Let me break it down for you. Brake fluid comes in different types, primarily classified as Factor 3, Factor 4, 5. While they may look similar, mixing the wrong ones can spell disaster for your braking system. A5 is silicone-based, while VO3 and VO4 were glycol-based. Mixing these two types creates a chemical mess inside your brake lines. Imagine pouring oil into your coffee machine. It doesn't mix, and it ruins everything. And here's the kicker. Once you've mixed the wrong fluids, flushing out the entire system won't completely undo the damage. You might need costly repairs, or even a full replacement of critical components. So how do you avoid this headache? Always check your vehicle's manual or the sticker on the reservoir cap. That's your ultimate guide to choosing the right fluid. If you're unsure, consult a professional mechanic or stick to what's clearly marked. Never assume one type will work universally. It won't. And remember, using the wrong fluid is just inconvenient. It's unsafe. Don't gamble with your safety or your wallet. Stick to the right fluid and keep your brakes functioning like new. Mistake 3. Did you know brake fluid absorbs moisture from the air? It's true, and over time, this hidden enemy can wreak havoc on your braking system. As brake fluid ages, it naturally pulls in moisture from its surroundings. This might not seem like a big deal at first, but here's the problem. Water lowers the boiling point of your brake fluid, and when your brakes heat up during heavy use, like driving downhill or stopping suddenly, that contaminated fluid can boil inside the lines. When brake fluid boils, it turns into gas bubbles that compress easily. That means your pedal becomes spongy and your stopping power plummets. In extreme cases, you could lose braking ability entirely at exactly the moment you need it most. To avoid costly repairs, or worse, a dangerous situation, you should change your brake fluid every 2 years. But how do you know if it's already too late? Easy. Pick up a $5 moisture tester. These pocket-sized tools measure the percentage of water in your brake fluid and let you know whether it's time for a refresh. If the tester shows high moisture content, don't delay. Have your brake fluid flushed and replaced by a professional. Fresh fluid restores performance, extends the life of your braking system, and keeps you safer on the road. Don't let invisible contamination become a visible problem. With regular maintenance and simple checks, you can keep your brakes working smoothly and yourself out of harm's way. Mistake 4. Air in your brake lines is a nightmare waiting to happen. Ever felt your brake pedal go soft or mushy? Chances are air's crept into your system somehow. When air enters your brake lines, it creates pockets that compress instead of transmitting force. This leads to a loss of braking power, making your pedal feel squishy or worse, unresponsive. And let's be honest, no one wants to experience that while cruising down the highway. So, how do you get rid of those pesky air bubbles? The answer is simple. Bleed your brakes. It's a crucial maintenance step that removes trapped air and ensures your system is filled with clean, effective brake fluid. You can bleed your brakes yourself with a vacuum kit, or enlist a friend to help with the traditional method. Either way, don't skip this step. They could save you from serious trouble later. Step-by-step guide. 1. Locate the bleeder valves on each wheel's brake caliper. 2. Attach a clear hose to the valve and place the other end in a container to catch old fluid. 3. Using a wrench, slowly open the bleeder valve while someone pumps the brake pedal. 4. Watch for air bubbles coming out through the hose. Keep going until only clean fluid flows through. 5. Close the valve tightly and move to the next wheel, starting with the one farthest from the master cylinder. If you're not comfortable doing it yourself, take your car to a trusted mechanic. But remember, skipping this step isn't an option. Air in your brake lines doesn't fix itself. It only gets worse over time. Don't wait for symptoms like a spongy pedal to remind you. Regularly check and maintain your brake system to ensure peak performance. After all, your safety depends on it. Mistake 5. Old brake fluid doesn't just lose performance. It transforms into a thick, gunky sludge that clogs vital components in your brake system. As time passes, brake fluid breaks down due to heat, moisture absorption, and normal wear and tear. What was once a smooth, efficient liquid becomes a sticky mess that can damage seals, corrode metal parts, and block critical pathways in your braking system. Mistake 5. The ting est fluide plus older. Old brake fluid doesn't just lose performance. It transforms into a thick, gunky sludge that clogs vital components in your brake system. As time passes, brake fluid breaks down due to heat, moisture absorption, and normal wear and tear. What was once a smooth, efficient liquid becomes a sticky mess that can damage seals, corrode metal parts, and block critical pathways in your braking system. And here's the kicker: this buildup doesn't happen overnight. It sneaks up on you gradually, leading to reduced stopping power, increased wear on other components, and eventually costly repairs or even complete brake failure. To avoid these headaches, it's essential to flush your brake system every 30,000 miles or sooner if your vehicle manufacturer recommends it. Flushing removes old contaminated fluid and replaces it with fresh, high-performance brake fluid that ensures reliable operation. While it might seem like an extra expense now, think of it as preventative medicine for your car. Replacing old brake fluid costs far less than repairing damaged calipers, wheel cylinders, or EVS systems, all of which can be ruined by neglected maintenance. So don't let time catch up to your brakes. Stay ahead of the game by scheduling regular flushes. Prevention is always cheaper and safer than fixing problems later. Mistake 6. Mixing the air während mixing butt 3 with butt 4. Okay, in emergencies, but only temporarily. Mix butt 5 with anything else. Disaster strikes faster than you can say mechanic. While Vote 3 and Vote Tool 4 are both glycol-based fluids, they have slightly different properties. Mixing them isn't ideal, but it won't cause immediate, catastrophic failure. However, this combination should only be used as a short-term solution until you can properly flush and refill your system with the correct fluid. Now here's where things get dangerous. Fuel G5 is silicone-based, which makes it completely incompatible with glycol-based fluids like Oct 3 and Oct 4. When these two types meet, they don't mix, they clash chemically, leading to sludge formation, seal damage, and potential brake failure. And once contamination occurs, there's no easy fix. Flushing the system might help, but chances are internal components will already be damaged. This means a costly repairs or even replacing major parts of your braking system. The safest approach: stick to one type of brake fluid. If you're ever unsure about what's currently in your system, play it safe and flush the entire system before switching to a new type. Better safe than sorry when it comes to your brakes. Remember, your brake fluid is more than just a liquid. It's a lifeline for your vehicle's safety. Always follow your manufacturer's recommendations and avoid shortcuts that could compromise your braking performance. Don't gamble with your safety and or your wallet. Use the right fluid, keep it clean, and ensure your brakes are always ready for action. Missed fact 7. Do it yourself with Arch. Read Arch. The internet has answers, but not all of them are good ones. For example, overfilling the reservoir might seem harmless, but it can lead to serious problems like leaks and damaged seals. Brake systems are precise machines, and even small mistakes during do-it-yourself work can have big consequences. Overfilling the reservoir doesn't just waste fluid, it puts unnecessary pressure on seals and gaskets, leading to leaks that could compromise your braking performance. And let's talk cleanliness. Dirt, dust, and debris in your brake fluid. That's a recipe for disaster. Contaminants can clog lines, damage delicate components, and reduce the effectiveness of your brakes. Always ensure your workspace is clean, your tools are sanitized, and you handle brake fluid with care. If you are going to tackle DIY projects, take the time to do it right. Watch tutorials like this one to learn best practices, invest in quality tools, and familiarize yourself with your vehicle's specific requirements. Knowledge is power, and so is preparation. Before diving into any project, read your vehicle's manual, double-check compatibility, and make sure you understand every step of the process. Don't hesitate to consult professionals. If you are unsure about something, there's no shame in asking for help. When needed, DIY maintenance can save you money and give you peace of mind, but only if done correctly. With the right information, tools, and preparation, you can keep your brakes in top shape while avoiding costly mistakes. These 7 brake fluid mistakes are easy to avoid. All it takes is a little knowledge, some basic tools, and a commitment to keeping your car in top shape. Remember, brake fluid is cheap, catastrophes aren't. Neglecting this vital component can lead to far more than just inconvenience. It can compromise your safety and cost you thousands in repairs. To help you stay on track, I've created a Stye brake fluid checklist packed with actionable tips to keep your car running smoothly. Download it now using the link in the description below. It's your ultimate guide to maintaining healthy brakes. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to smash that subscribe button for more content like this. Whether it's brake maintenance, DIY tips, or essential car care advice, we've got you covered. Thanks for watching. Take care of your brakes, and they'll take care of you. Until next time, stay safe, drive smart, and keep those wheels turning.